right back into things. Just let our audience know who you are and how you got started into music.
I'm ChaD Conquering Lion. Started in the music. That feel like a whole nother question. My dad was a DJ, so he really threw me into music since my birth. You know what I'm saying? He was a DJ at the Mason Las Vegas Strip back in the day, so I got a lot of soul samples from him. You know, that's how I first got into music. I started rapping my sophomore year in high school. My coach set me on the bench. I needed a new way to get my frustrations out, and that was just the outlet I chose, I guess. And I just kept going. Real organic. Started over Dilla Beats. Kept going. Still here, 6 years strong.
ChaD Conquering Lion.
ChaD Conquering Lion.
Where that come from?
That come from this man right here. Haile Selassie I, Jah Rastafari is one of his titles. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. That's where it comes from. But
so we've been following your brand for a few years now. We're watching it grow. So what's been the key points in your development as an artist?
Key points in my development, I would have to say when me and Juan started I&I. When we started I&I, we worked on the Fame Ain't Nothing Special project. We built a lot together and we created a sound. You know, we kind of learned from each other. He from downtown, from uptown, two different parts of the city. We just brought it all together and it was a nice blend and still at it, still working.
Hey, so last year you dropped your mixtape and that was like really the first time we got a chance to see the name change. Shortly after that you changed it again, so
yeah.
What was that about?
Once again, I'm a Rasta. You know what I'm saying? I got Jehovah. Like I had the Soul Jah album. I felt like it was just something I read in the Bible, Psalms 82:6. You know, that haven't I told you that ye all are gods, sons of the Most High, and that's where I got it from. But you know, a lot of people responded weird to it, but that wasn't really the turning point. The turning point, I'm thinking, my grandmother, you know, she's really a devoted Christian, and I didn't want her to look at me in a strange way. What you doing with this and all that? So I went back to ChaD Conquering Lion. I'm cool being just ChaD, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool being just ChaD.
So explain your brand and your logo and the meaning behind it.
50 niggas, first and foremost, I got it from Tupac, you know what I'm saying? He had 50 niggas. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. 50 represents a black man in each state, and we flipped it to niggas, and we flipped the clip to books. I flipped it to writing. I hand drew this logo. I flipped the clips to writing to let you know that with our rhymes we got ammunition. That's how we coming at you. I think people take the word nigga and it got a real ugly connotation towards it because of the civil rights movement and the Jim Crow era. But we got to understand where it comes from. First, it was Negus, N-E-G-U-S. That's Ethiopian Semitic royalty. You know what I'm saying? And slave master seen slaves calling each other niggas and flipped it to niggers. And niggers is a real ugly term. But hip-hop took it back and flipped it to niggas. And now everybody want to be a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody a nigga. What's up, my nigga? All that. And we just trying to show that it's power in words, but it's more power in the meaning of the words and where they come from, the roots of it. That's all.
With everything going on in music right now, what would you say has been your biggest challenge as an up-and-coming artist?
Biggest challenge as an up-and-coming artist is getting your music out there. I mean, so many people rap. I was actually lucky or blessed. I'm going to say blessed. I was actually blessed to start rapping earlier before everybody just went to start rapping. Since I was starting a little bit before everybody really started thinking that everybody could spit. That was the best part for me, but that's still a challenge when trying to get new listeners to hear your music. Yo, check out my music. They got people at Walgreens trying to sell you a CD for $5. They got people on the internet, everybody want rap, and everybody usually sound the same, and it's whack. It's real whack. So when I gotta show people I'm authentic, and everything I'm doing is true to myself before I can even get them to listen to me. So that's the biggest challenge.
So what can we expect on your new project? About how far away are we from it?
Ooh, y'all might have to wait for this. But I don't keep my audience waiting too long. I always give y'all something to hold y'all down through the winter. So I'm going to just say this winter, Playa Choppin game. I just actually recorded 2 songs before I came here for it. Man, I think it's my greatest body of work so far. Not for sale, the EP on that piff right now, but y'all gonna have to wait for Playa Choppin game.
Hey, so currently, what's the biggest influence? Who has the biggest influence on your life?
On my life, my biggest influence would have to be, that's a tough question right there. The biggest influence on my life, what has been consistently music. I'm just gonna say music. My mama give me love, everybody, my family, you know, I rely on them, I love them. But at the end of the day, I'm going through something, I gotta go to music. I go straight to music. If I'm going to a song, it don't have to be my song. I could just go to, it could be Bobby Womack, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to Bobby. Bobby saying something to me like, all right, I relate to that. Or Bob Marley, that's somebody that got me over a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, since I discovered this music. But music.
So
music.
You incorporate some of your Rasta heritage into a lot of your music, is it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Life. Rasta is about life, you know. And we just keep our life. We just live our life with certain ideals. Every Rasta has their own ideals, but we have some that we just keep, you know what I'm saying? And before I was a Rasta, I still was a rapper. So before I knew I was a Rasta, I was a rapper. Because you're born Rasta. It's a lifestyle. It's not a religion. It's real, a spiritual thing, not a religious thing. And I keep it in my music, but I feel like I don't want to force feed my beliefs down somebody else. I just want to show you, I want to point you back to you. Show you that you got all the answers, man. You just got to look deep inside yourself for 'em, and then you can keep moving like that. But if you hating on the next man, looking at the next man, what they're accomplishing, then and comparing it to your life, then maybe you ain't going to get nowhere because you watching other people. Just focus on yourself. You got it. You got all the answers.
Is there anything that you wanted to like leave your audience with, something we didn't cover?
Trust yourself. Trust your judgment. Think for yourself. Be logical. Be fair to people. Try to be a blessing. Be kind. You never know what people going through. God bless. That's it, man. Shout outs, man. You know the whole 50 nigga camp. I don't want to shout nobody out because I don't want nobody to come back at me like, man, you ain't shout me out, all that. I got a lot of love around the city from the 17th to the 9. Y'all knew, man, everything, man. And the whole world, because everybody going to be watching this, you know what I'm saying? MightyMuzik in the building. Go get Not For Sale off that piff. Cornerstone off that piff. Purple, REIGN.bandcamp.com. Follow me on Twitter at CHADCONQ Lion. Good.
I got one more question for you.
All right, what that is?
With your brand being called what it is and the fact that there's so many negative undertones to it, mostly because people don't understand it the same way you understand it.
Right,
you feel like
right.
Any limitations to using your brand or naming your brand that, or?
I thought about it a long time because I've been working on trying to get my own store so I can move my products. You know, I got a lot of products I make. I've been thinking about getting my own store, and I was going to call it 50 Ends, you know, for short. 50 Ends. That'll still catch, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like controversy and music go hand in hand. I'm not trying to avoid being controversial, but at the same time, I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm just trying to be me, and if that so happens to be political, then hey, I'm standing up for what I believe in. So it's going to be political because I got a whole bunch of strong views about things, you know what I'm saying? I read a lot of books. So if they feel like it's some way, then they could come at me and then I'm going to explain it. You know what I'm saying? I could break it down better than anybody else
can.
Like
you got to be out there on the forefront ready to...
I mean, it's always been a challenge because every time somebody hear 50 niggas, like, huh? Yeah? Even my mom went for 50 niggas, huh? What? And I'm like, Ma, let me explain. And once I explained it, she'll have a shirt on. She'll have a t-shirt on. Old women, whatever, I can talk to anybody on the street, you know what I'm saying, and explain my piece because I know what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know how best to say that. Shout out Holly Grove, you dig? 1-7.
Alright, yeah, the plug. The plug itself is, you know, you saying your name, you know, it's ChaD, locked in MightyMuzik.com where I call home.
Alright. Yo, this ChaD, Conquering Lion, you dig? And we locked in MightyMuzik.com where I call home and all the locals do, you dig?
want the bungalow, my mind